Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Asian report for the 21st of May, starting with the ASX on the daily chart here. We've been looking at, since we've been above the 5,000, we've been looking for a move to come into this box here. And I've, because this hasn't traveled very well here as a impulse wave, I've labeled it wave A here, but it could certainly be wave 1 in line with the other markets around the world. We've also been looking at this here as an ABC pattern here, then up for 1 and back for 2, but it's also possible to see this in a triangle for wave B here, which will give us a shorter target up this area through here, so we'll also look at that today as well. So on the 4-hour chart, just drilling in here somewhat, this has been our count here where we've had, well, wave A here, an A and a B and a C here for wave B, and then up for 1 and back for 2. And then we're looking up for wave 3, 4 and 5 to take us up into that 50, 61.8%, sort of in this region here, but the 5-8 would be a nice target there. And getting support on top of 5,000 here is important, as you can see, because through here we've got it all as resistance here. And as Gann would say, it's normally the 4th time after a triple top it would push through. Double tops are never the end of the bullish run. So but we also stayed long above the 5,000 as well. But it's given us a bit of grief, this market travelling sideways through here when the rest of the world is moving along quite swiftly. So we might catch up in a way too, I guess. So, but look, we've got that tested support here now, and would like to see a new high above here. It's struggling to make that new high at the moment. And Thursday has also got a habit of opening higher and trading down as well. So it may just do that before it moves off here again. So we'll look at that as well. So with this B wave over here, let's just have a little look at that for a moment. I think that's here. So it's a valid count. There's a couple of points that I don't like about it, but generally speaking, an A and a B and a C and a D and an E here. The E wave's in 3 waves, that's cool. You could push a 3-wave structure out of this. This seems to be traveling in 5 waves here, and this seems to be traveling in 5 waves here. So that's the reason that I don't put it as a primary count. If this was in a nice 3-wave structure, then that would be fine. But it's possible, and the reason for showing this too is that if this is wave B here, then we'll just count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 waves coming up here and finishing here earlier rather than getting up through here, because we have to remember that the S&P 500 is very close to 3,000, so it's certainly going to see some resistance there. There's a lot of open interest for the options market at the 3,000, of course, but we've had that resistance there at 290 and 295, and now the 3. So it's pushing through that there and squeezing all the shorts out, but there will be pressure there. Now, yeah, let's just, I mean, our main event is this little move here, really. So let's just go in and have a little closer look at that. That's not going to help us too much. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. So yesterday we were looking from here. So this is the important thing really at this stage, is counting 5 waves from this low here. So we've had 1 and 2 and 3 here, and we know that we were looking for a pullback to wave 4 to the 5,500. Could have moved a little bit lower here, but as I mentioned yesterday, and we'll look at this on the tick chart as well, is that the move down here counts very nicely as a 5-wave structure. So realistically, if I can just move that, it should be the A wave here. Thursday opening higher and trading lower for the day. Now, I wouldn't expect wave C to be down here or even to the low here, because what normally happens is that if a B wave is quite high here, it's telling me that the market is strong here, but the C wave still needs to complete, but I'd find that would be a bit shorter in this case. So it's possible to have this sitting over here for this as well. The US markets is up firmly over 1.5%, 1.67. So obviously we're going to see Australian stocks pop to the upside, but this is already priced in here. But I guess if we can get a clear move, you know, up to the next level here, which is from 500, the next levels are, well, from 5 is 8. but then that brings in group 2. So group 2 is 65, 72 and 80. So for this market to get support in here, and that would mean a classic trading levels pattern sitting in here at the 5650, then you know that you're safe there. Trading in there and above that level is not support. It's got to come back and test it at support and then make another high. So if you can see it sitting in there, then you'll know that it's going to climb higher from that point, and you can stay long at that point. But just be prepared for Thursday's price action that normally opens higher and then trades lower for the day, and then that's all buying opportunity really here. And then you move up for Friday and Monday, moving higher in that regard. So on the tick chart, which is not going to show us a great deal more, unfortunately. So just, yeah, counting up as 1 and 2 and 3 here, not a problem. And as mentioned yesterday, we had this labelled as 1 and ABC for 2 here, down for 3 here, a little triangle pattern in here for 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to finish that off here. So it's quite a still clear 5 waves. I mean, of course, I could look at this, you know, if the market moves higher, then I'll have to look at this here as an ABC pattern down here to finish this, you know, to finish it off here. But yeah, just, you know, I just still consider it 5 waves. So we'll just see how this travels here. So we could look at all of this as an A wave and a B wave here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So we can have one more little high here for this. I can't draw on this side here, which would take us 1 ABC for 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll take us into one more little high here. So I probably could say that if the market finds support on this is 600, so we've got 1, 2 and 3 here. Normally we would look at 300, number 3 here being support. We would go long from that point. But here, I think that in this case here, if the number 2 makes support here, then consider the market going higher from that point. I mean, when on a Thursday, when a market opens higher, it just opens higher and then just drops there on a Thursday. But yeah, look, it's all looking pretty sort of bullish at this stage. So we'll just see how we go. So look, all in all, we may have to call this in as wave 4 here, but otherwise would look for the A wave, the B wave and the C wave here. We can move that up here, higher here. Turns into a bit more of a running flat in that regard. No, it's got to stay there. It will probably move up, but I'm just be prepared for this here. Yeah. Okay, I'll just move on from this now. But yeah, we should be pushing higher into group 2 there for that. Now looking at let's go and just check out China. So with China here, we were looking at from the low 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Now from this top here, I was looking at an ABC pattern pulling back into this space here. However, if we make a new high above here, then I've got that wrong here, and we'll need to look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So that top being taken out there, that will, and it probably happened, you know, because when I look at the Hong Kong market, we just haven't finished with this yet. So from the Hong Kong market, we've got the A wave here, the B wave here, and the C wave here. That's corrective. So, you know, technically we should be making new highs above this high here. So we'll be going longer at this stage. If you've been long here, as I mentioned the other day, we're looking at this as a wave 4 here, and we're taking profit right where it is now. But I can see it's going to go higher in terms of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here to make a new high here, but that doesn't matter. If you've taken profit there, that's good. But just to let you know that we've got one more little high to come in here, and then we're likely to have that ABC pattern back here again. I'll just see if I've updated the 15-minute chart or the tick chart. I know I haven't updated it today, but we'll just catch up to where it is tomorrow. So doesn't really matter that much, but what I was looking at here, we can look at all of this as wave. Well, we need a wave 1, I suppose. So Wave 1 there, 3 there, 4, and we still need one more, I think. It looks like it. And then we'll still see, at this point, we'll still need to see an ABC pattern from this point. So I'll take that to 28, might not go that high. But that would leave us back down here for this. Doesn't come back to 24, probably doesn't have to do that either. This is obviously nice support through here that's going to play out, but it's just good to start somewhere, you know. So we'll pick it back up over here if things are looking good at that point. But the 8 here, that's the resistance at that point, and 5 here is going to be the support. Close enough. So we're dealing with 5 and 8 at this stage. And of course we can also put in 3 here as well for the downside. And 2. And 1. That will end up being the support there for that. Let's have a look at India. Okay, with India we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside there, and then we're looking for an A and a B and a C wave here. We could count 5 waves down through here, a little bit rough. If the market was going to move down further, we wanted the 8,800 as the resistance, and that would give us our short trade. Otherwise, we could take a risk and take this high here and see how that goes. But this could still fail from here as well and move down, because this would be down for 1 here, ABC back for 2 here, and then down here again as well. But we are above the level, and we're doing all the right things at the right time. And if you want to get in, you know, buy low and sell high, as the sales pitch goes, then this is the place to do it. But there's obviously risk at this point, and a fair bit of risk as well on this. But let's just go in here. I think I have to go to the hourly chart, sorry. So this can be impulsive, this could be corrective, because we went through that yesterday and we're looking for this to move up through here. So that's occurred there. That's probably about the 61.8% mark here at 8945, say. And so you need to leave the stop under that. So we could move that stop up there, reduce that risk. I mean, that's the thing with the trading. I always try to find, you know, if you just say you're risking 1%, never risk 2%. But if you're risking 1%, the idea, the first step that you need to make is half that risk to 0.5%, and then get it to break even. So, and then that just, even getting it to 0.5%, and you get 2 trades, you know, out of a handful at 0.5%, and you saved yourself a lot. At that point, it all adds up. So yeah, this is likely to be an impulse wave here of 1 and 2, nice strong third wave here. So there may be another little move up through here, but we could certainly expect a move back like this here. So if you need to adjust the stop here, in fact, what we do, we don't really want to, we want to use that 900 there, don't we, as we don't want to be clipped out. Okay, well, that's it. Okay, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Much appreciated. Cheers.